Welcome to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. We are just about to get underway for another game here at the beautiful Yankee Stadium as part of the Big League Dreams complex. The very first pitch of the game is high for ball one. Starting in the circle will be Caitlin Terry for Texas Tech. They're coming off of a stellar win earlier tonight against Fresno State, but now they have their toughest test yet. A showdown against Team Japan, who have come here to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic as part of their preparations for the 2028 Olympics. That's going to go up high and inside, make it 2-1 in the early goings from Terry to the leadoff batter. The UCLA transfer gets set. Just clipped the corner for strike two, doing a really good job in the early goings. 1-2 on the way from Terry. Just outside, 2-2 now. As we continue the action. Kennedy started game one of the night for Texas Tech as that's rolled to second. An easy play in the infield, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Conversely, the first out of the ball game. I believe that'll be Rei Fujimoto stepping up to the plate for Team Japan. And her first pitch will be just high for ball one. Fujimoto standing in at 410. Does have a height advantage in terms of carrying a smaller strike zone, but will now need to find a way to get something going on the base path. Good location for strike one. Down low from the starter for Texas Tech. So far this season, Terry carries an 0.98 ERA. And deals with a fastball for strike two. Blew that one right by. Terry's had 4 starts, 4 wins, even came out of the bullpen twice. Leads the Red Raiders pitching staff with 35 strikeouts. Chopped foul, barely staying alive. In the infield, it was Mia Williams to Jackie Lease to get the first out of the inning. We'll get you the full defense and lineups shortly for both teams as the count goes 2-2. Trying to get a swing and a miss down low after those 2 heaters. But a great take there to level the count. That's ball 3. Could surrender the first base runner. Terry's only had 4 walks in 21 innings. You can tell that her command is solid. Very great discipline at the plate, and I do believe, I will have to confirm shortly, that is Rei Fujimoto batting second, and she'll get one on the ground through third into the outfield. A full count single to set the table for Team Japan. That'll be the leadoff base runner, the third left-handed batter stepping up for Team Japan. This might be Shiho Sudo, who is the second base player for the West Division Best 9 in the most recent year in the JDL. Let's see what she can do at the plate. Batting third, first pitch from Terry. Swing and a miss up high, quickly checks the runner. But holding on to the ball for now is Kuroga. She forms the battery with Terry. Here's the 0-1. Hit foul, 0-2. It's actually Kyoko Ishikawa now with the 0-2 count. And she'll pop this one up. It goes foul. It'll stay 0-2. Oh, and 2. Swing and a miss at the high heat. 2 away. dominated the at-bat for her first strikeout. Terry doing a great job. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Sayori Yamauchi. First pitch on the way from Terry. Strike 1. A little bit of a delayed call from the umpire, but a good spot for the opening fastball. Even against the left-handed arm, Team Japan bring out a lot of left-handed batters to start the ball game. High and away, quickly popping up is Kuroga, but thinks better of the throw. Runner on first. That's Fujimoto. Swing and a miss, make it 1-2. Terry to Yamauchi. And got her looking. Strike 3, inning over. Terry with 2 strikeouts, getting out of the jam after the 1-out single. Team Japan will need to look to keep the red-hot Texas Tech offense quiet when we come back for the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first here at Yankee Stadium at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Donning the number 9, Miyu Goto takes the circle for Team Japan. Should be a really exciting showdown today with both lefties facing off. I believe that is the same Miyu Goto that is the ace of the Toto Chuo Medics Saitama roster. One of the best pitchers in the JDL Softball League. Was the West League MVP back in 2022 and 2023. This last season put up a 1.17 ERA. She'll be going up against a red-hot Texas Tech offense, though. Let's see how they line up as we get set for the bottom of the first. It'll be Mahia Davis leading off for Texas Tech. The outfielder will look to set the table. Batting second right after her will be Mia Williams, who was able to turn the first out of the inning. Batting third, Jackie Lease, who is playing first base today. And batting fourth will be Jazzy Burns, the designated player. And already we saw Burns have some huge plays here against Fresno State. She picked up a grand slam. Will Burns have the table set by the time she steps up to the plate? Well, we'll find that out very shortly. Batting fifth will be Taylor Pannell. Batting sixth, Lagi Kuroga. Batting seventh, Desi Spearman. Batting eighth, Haley Toney. And batting ninth will be Caitlin Terry. Logan Halliman is the designated fielder out in left field. Strike 1 in the outside corner. And that'll be a first pitch strike to Mahia Davis. Davis hitting .474 to start the season, also slugging .816. 0-1 from Goto. Working outside, good offering, and Goto wasn't ready for the throw back to the circle. Accidentally gets plunked by her battery mate. Little miscommunication from Sayori Yamauchi. and Godo, but she's good to continue. They're sharing some laughs in the circle. 0-1, Godo to Davis. Swing and a miss, slowed it down, make it 1-2 now. One, two from Godo. Floated to left field, and on the run, makes the catch. Excellent hustle, and that'll be one away from Urara Fujimoto. That's a tough ball to get to, especially when it's not hit deep enough for you to settle under it. It's in that no man's land location between the infield and outfield. The outfield wasn't playing super deep. Fujimoto gets there in time. One away. First pitch on the way from Godo, now against the righty Williams. Freezes her with the breaking ball. Strike one, Mia Williams leading the Texas Tech offense throughout the season. 3 home runs entering the Mary Nutter. Also a .514 average on the season. But she might be going down early. 2 strikes from Godo in the blink of an eye. A big swing and a miss that time. Very good changeup out of Godo in the early going. Here's the 0-2. On the ground at first, picked up at second, and that'll be the second out of the frame. Vicious control from Godo to open the at-bat. That'll bring up Jackie Lease with 2 away. 2 quick outs. Texas Tech's offense has scored 113 runs this season, counting their most recent win against Fresno State earlier tonight. First pitch on the way from Godo. Right on the corner. That'll be called strike one. Oh, and 1 on the way from Godo. Would love a 1-2-3 frame right here. And that'll be strike 2. Texas Tech down to their last strike if they want to keep the runs coming home. Oh, and 2 to Lease. Got her looking, no. Just falls a bit low. Maybe a little bit inside, too. Close call there. Great discipline from Lease, though. 2 strikes down to the count can be very easy to swing and miss trying to protect on that breaking ball. Godo one more time. Same spot as before, but doesn't get the call. 2-2. So far, Lease is batting .318 entering the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. No home runs yet. Does have a triple. One of the 4 that the Texas Tech staff has on offense. That one probably won't be a triple. Scooped at third. And that was just foul, so Lease will get to try again. Good hustle at the hot corner, though. If it was in play, Sudo would have been able to get out number 3. I already mentioned Sudo won the best, or was named part of the best 9 for the West Division at second base. She's over at the hot corner as the third base player for tonight's matchup. The first of 2 for Team Japan. 2-2 from Godo. And this time gets the corner for strike 3. Lease did not go around. And that'll end the inning. 1-2-3 for Team Japan on defense. Texas Tech kept quiet. Wataru Tsukamoto will get us started when we return at the top of the second. But beforehand, we'd like to quickly mention one of our vendors and sponsors for the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. The Easton Bats. The Easton Ghost Unlimited is now available. You can get a sneak peek at the brand new unreleased Rawlings Halo bat. You won't want to miss it. Thank you to Easton, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. I'm Taylor Storthy. Thank you for tuning in here on Flow Sports and Flow College. A beautiful night sky as we have braved some chilly conditions, about 50 degrees at game time. But hey, it's not raining. We're good enough to go and good enough continue for the top of the second. A solid first frame for Terry in the circle. Did give up a one-out single, but left the runner on base. Tsukamoto, Okawa, and Kudo will be the three due up for Team Japan in the brand new inning. First pitch on the way from Terry. High, just missing for ball one. Hataro Tsukamoto was part of the Team Japan side that won at the World Cup and Asian Games back in 2023 and 2024. She usually bats it around this spot, fourth in the lineup, although she is fifth for the first of the two games Team Japan is playing tonight. They'll be taking on UC Riverside at this exact same field once this game concludes. For Texas Tech, it's their second of their two games tonight, as Terry gets to a 1-2 count, swing and a miss with a high fastball. It's Terry to Tsukamoto, the 1-2. Whoa, that's just a bit high. Slipped out of the hand. That'll level the count at 2-2. Oddly enough, if Tsukamoto did offer it that, there's a chance she could have beaten the throw to first. Not a lot of room behind the backstop, but whenever the ball gets away from the catcher, always a possibility. 2-2 on the way. Popped up. Should be playable in center field. Catch made by Davis. One away. That's the first fly out of the game for Texas Tech. Every ball in play had been put on the ground from the single and opening ground out by Nakagawa and Fujimoto. That'll bring Okawa up right here. That'll miss down low, ball one. Mayu Okawa was named 2022 East Division Rookie of the Year. Her favorite professional athlete is Yuki Yanagita, star outfielder for the SoftBank Hawks. His home run in the Japan Series last year helped secure another title for SoftBank. His MLB comparison, and a player he gets a lot of comparisons to, is Mike Trout. But the big difference is Trout has no World Series rings. Yanagita's won more than 7 Japan Series rings. 2-0 on the way from Terry. This one lined foul. That'll make it a 2-1 count. Good protecting, though, from Okawa early in the at-bat. In the JDL, she is part of the Honda Reverta side. Terry from the circle, the 2-1. Squares up with a bunt, but it rolls foul. I like the idea. Force the defense to get to work. Kuroga was behind, ready to make the play, as was the third base player. We'd now give you a good look at the Texas Tech defense. It's Pannell as the third base player, Tony at short, Williams at second, Lease at first, Halliman in left field, Davis in center, Spearman in right, Kuroga and Terry form the battery, and Kuroga makes the catch on the high pitch for ball 3. After Okawa, it's Kana Kudo. We'll see if Kudo gets a base runner, or if she'll have the bases empty and 2 away. Payoff pitch on the way from Terry. Popped up. Easily playable in the circle. That one went right back to the pitcher. Full count pop out. 2 down. So that'll bring Kana Kudo to the plate. Also batting left-handed for this plate appearance. One of her favorite players is Shohei Ohtani, and they also share the same high school. Kana Kudo played softball at Hanamaki Higashi High, which was where Shohei Ohtani was able to open the eyes of the baseball world in high school with his absolutely electric velocity before getting drafted, playing in NPB, eventually making his way to the Angels, and then the Dodgers, and then becoming the best player on the planet. Quickly, Kudo goes down 0-2 in the count. Terry doing a lot better in this at-bat. And she won't end it on the third pitch. Great protect by Kudo. She hit just under 300 last season in the JDL at an even 400 on-base percentage. 0-2. Terry needs just one more strike for a 1-2-3 inning. That one missing high. She's wanted to get more whiffs on that high fastball. Team Japan has not been going for it. So one more time, 1-2 on the way from Terry. Line foul. Good job protecting. Kudo stays alive. A little bit of info about Caitlin Terry. New transfer from UCLA, part of the absolutely electric 2026 Texas Tech transfer class. As that one's lined too short, getting through the third base player. Great diving effort by Panel, but it is a 2-out single for Team Japan. They get their second base runner. And funny enough, that is the exact same spot where they had their first hit of the ball game. The Fujimoto single back in the first. That'll bring up Sudo with 2 away, donning the number 1. Off the field, Caitlin Terry is pursuing becoming a private investigator. I think that's pretty cool. So if she isn't able to make a full-time career here in the circle, she has been very good throughout her career at UCLA. She's got a very strong backup plan in mind. Back in 2024, the junior was the freshman of the year in the Pac-12, as that one's going to be lined to center. And that one will get down to put runners at first and second. Davis gets it back in the infield, so there's no chance of Kudo thinking about going to 3. Natsumi Fujimori hitting in the 9-hole for Team Japan. Will step up to the plate. And Ayane Nakagawa awaits in the wings as the leadoff batter. Ball one up high from Terry. What looked to be a quick inning, she is now in a little bit of trouble. One thing to note is that Texas Tech have not conceded more than 3 runs in a game all season. They did concede 3 in a win and then 3 in their lone loss of the campaign so far, as the count goes 1-1. That loss coming against Nebraska the game before they began their trip at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. 2-3 defeats in a pretty awesome showdown. 1-1 on the way from Terry. 1-2, great spot with a fastball. Not the right decision to take that time by Fujimori. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Can Terry leave 2 on the base path? Swing and a miss. She'll do just that. Her 3rd strikeout of the game leaves 2 on the board. 2 hits, 2 stranded. We'll be back with the bottom of the 2nd for Texas Tech. Will try to capitalize and take the early lead. And we're about ready to go for the brand new inning. And Burns, who went yard earlier tonight, gets us started in the bottom of the 2nd. First pitch, ball 1. That looked to be a good spot, but ends up landing just a little low. It is Goto staying in the circle for Team Japan. 1-0 from her. High and outside, good take, but a good strike. Jasmine Burns arrived to Texas Tech from Ohio State, was one of the best players in the nation last year. She's kept up a strong start at Texas Tech, entering the Classic with a .500 on-base percentage. And thanks to her performance against Fresno State, that number has been able to increase. 1 and 2. She was able to hit at least her third home run of the season earlier tonight against Fresno State. It was a big grand salami to help secure a 12-2 win. 1-2 from Godo to Burns. Godo in the driver's seat, one of the first righties she'll be facing. Did she go? Yes, she did. Strike 3. Great late movement on that offering. That's her second strikeout of the ball game. And that'll bring up Panel. Taylor Panel, the Tennessee transfer, almost was able to hit 400 for her average and 500 for her on-base percentage last year. Just finished a couple of points lower in both categories. She'll take ball 1 outside. 316, 336, 474 slash line leading into the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. She's ahead 1-0 in the count against Godo. And make it 1-1. Good spot. Godo working away, trying to get some weak contact, or at least some of these players to roll over it. She'll fire the 1-1. On the ground, that'll get past Godo. Picked up at short, and they turn it in time. 2 away. Ishikawa with the quick transfer to retire the transfer. And Laggy Kuroga will step up to the plate now. She is behind home plate, part of the Texas Tech battery. Another arrival from the portal from California. One of the strongest players in the ACC last season. And she'll take strike 1. You know, a lot of times when you're the catcher, you got to be ready to brace for contact if there's a runner heading around third and heading for home. Kuroga specializes in that. She played rugby, water polo, and 5 years of football back in high school. That was 2 strikes. Kuroga started to go back to the dugout. Just gives herself some time to reset. 0-2 on the way. But Kuroga's experience outside of the other sports, I think, does great wonders for her behind home plate. 0-2 on the way from Kuroga, from Godo to Kuroga. Did she go? No, she didn't. Low and in. Great check swing. Kuroga showcasing her power, has 2 home runs leading into the Mary Nutter, also batting over 400 for the season so far. 1-2 on the way from Godo. Rolled on the ground to third, will be a close play. Sudos throws on time, and that's the inning. So, 3 up, 3 down again. Godo flawless through 2 frames as we stay scoreless at Yankee Stadium. On to the top of the third, but before we do, I want to let you know that DeMarini has some new and unreleased bats that are now available. Check them out at your nearest dealer. Thank you, DeMarini, for helping support the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. We'll be right back. Texas Tech takes the field. We continue. Day 1 at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. I'm Taylor Storthy here on Flow Sports. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a beautiful night and a great start on the defensive end for both of these teams. Team Japan and Texas Tech. Texas Tech third in the nation in the most recent D1 softball poll. They started their classic run of games with a W earlier today. Team Japan would also like to get in the win column to get set. So far, they've done the job defensively. They just haven't been able to bring the runners home on offense. Terry is good to go returning to the circle. A little bit of a delay for her after the previous inning. I think that was because he needed to get some of the batting gear off. She'll be due up next inning at the plate, batting 9th in the order. And all she needs is one warm-up before we're good to resume. Terry's also been a menace at the plate, not just the circle so far this season, hitting .480, .536, and .600. This has been her best season of her collegiate career at the plate so far. Texas Tech definitely do not have a shortage in two-way stars. First pitch on the way. High, missing for ball one. Back to the top of the order for Team Japan. It's Ayane Nakagawa. Leading off, Nakagawa is an outfielder for the Toto Chuo Medics of Saitama. That was the 2025 Western League MVP as the count goes 1-1. She hit .396 with a .509 on base percentage, had 10 home runs, only 19 RBIs. The lower RBI total prevented her from getting a league-wide triple crown as the count goes 2-1. Terry's fastball drifting away. Still, Nakagawa having an incredible season, getting the start not just in the outfield playing in center field, but she is also the leadoff player for Team Japan today as the count goes 2-2. Good spot high and inside. 3 strikeouts already from Terry, looking to get another here in the 3rd inning of work. Not yet, foul back. Nakagawa stays alive. She was able to avoid a strikeout, but grounded out to Williams in her previous at-bat. As mentioned before, Panel at 3rd, Tony at short, Williams at 2nd, and Lease at first base for the infield defense. 1-2 on the way. This one's sent high, but not deep. Catch made. Panel makes it 1 away. All of the hits haven't been super hard off the bat. That'll bring Fujimoto. Rei Fujimoto back to the plate. Squares up for a bunt. That is perfectly placed in fair territory, but out by a step. Excellent hustle, but an even better throw from Kuroga. I love the idea out of Fujimoto, though. Able to drop the bunt down absolutely perfectly. One of the most flawless plays you'll see there. But Kuroga pops up, no hesitation, throws on target. High for ball one for the next at-bat. It's Ishikawa stepping up to the plate. Kyoko Ishikawa, captain of Team Japan, was named captain in March 2024. Will likely keep that title for the next few major international tournaments that Team Japan will be playing in. Likely to the build-up for the LA Olympics in 2028 as the count goes 2-0. 2-1. Good location from Terry that time. Ishikawa's dream has been to shine at the Olympic stage with Team Japan. As you might expect, it was heartbreaking for her when the Olympics were removed from the calendar in Paris in 2024. But she kept dreaming, knowing that they would return someday, and that day is only about 2 years away. Since then, she's become one of the best players in the JDL, last season hitting over 340. But can she stay alive? She'll send one to short. Good scoop, good toss, and that'll end the inning. Tony prevents the single on the 2-2 counts. And this time it's a clean inning in the circle for Terry. 3 up, 3 down. And through 3.5 innings of play, we are still all level, a defensive masterclass in the early goings here on day one of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Two titans of the world facing off at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Team Japan and Texas Tech. Defending world champs, defending national champion runner-ups, facing off tonight. A beautiful night at the Yankee Stadium field at the Big League Dreams complex. Goto's first pitch of the new inning. Ball one down low. 6 up, 6 down for Goto so far. Stellar work in the circle. It's Desi Spearman leading off for Texas Tech. Desiree Spearman looking to capitalize on the 1-0 count, although that breaking ball will level it. Spearman is a junior out of El Paso, Texas. Came here this year from New Mexico State. Had 46% of the New Mexico strikeouts on the staff last season in the circle. Only has one appearance so far in the circle this year. It is hard to fit inside the loaded Texas Tech rotation with so many elite arms, but she's done a solid job at the plate this season, batting .313 with a .750 slugging percentage entering the Classic. 1-2 now from Goto, looking for another strikeout. Won't get it yet, fouled away. As a team, Texas Tech's actually been strikeout to walk neutral, 41 and 41 so far. In the circle, though, they've struck out 82 compared to 14 walks. Make it 85 if you count Terry's efforts tonight. So stellar work on defense for Texas Tech. Will they avoid going down on strikes right here? Another 1-2 from Goto. Ripped into left field. And that is going to get down for extra bases. First base runner for Texas Tech, and it's a double down the line. Down, but not out. Spearman's double gives Texas Tech their first hit, and that will bring Haley Toney up to the plate. Toney's a sophomore out of Magnolia, Texas. High-ranked recruit in the 2024 class. And there is going to be a quick conference for Goto and the battery, real quick, before the new at-bat. It gives us some time to talk about Haley Toney, though. She was able to hit a big home run for Texas Tech against UCLA, and also exited the 2025 season on a 10-game hitting streak. That's a good streak to take into the next year. Toney's been a little quiet so far, only batting .227 to start the season. Texas Tech as a whole, .368, leading into the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Only 4 RBIs on the season for Toney, but a 5th one is waiting halfway around the diamond. First pitch on the way from Goto. Lefty. Tried to bunt the runner over. Ball 1. Pulled back just in time. I like the idea for the bunt. You've got the red-hot Caitlin Terry right behind you. Terry's only managed 5 RBIs, but does have fewer at-bats than a lot of stronger bats in the Texas Tech lineup. Here's the 1-0. High and inside, 1-1. Good spot from Goto. That would have been a tricky ball to lay down. Let's see if Coach Glasgow issues the same call. Goto to Toney. Bunted foul. Great spot. That's exactly what Goto was looking for. 1-2. That might take away the sacrifice opportunity. Does the risk of bunting foul and bunting out outweigh the award of bringing the runner over? That was Goto's first hit surrendered after 2 perfect innings in the circle. But already responding well, getting ahead in the count once again. 1-2 on the way. Just outside, good movement on that eastern side offering. Sliding action breaking away from the plate. Good weapon to utilize against left-handed batters. That one popped up and straying from the circle to make that catch. Easy play for Goto, 1 away. And that will bring up the two-way player, Caitlin Terry. Due up in this spot in the order. Is that actually going to be Lauren Allred, though? I think that they might be going for a pinch hitter, actually.
This was just being, it's just blowing us. This one might have to come down right now. If the wind keeps picking up, it's fucking shit a little bit. The back one's cool.
So it looks like Team Japan will be ready as the change is made. It looks to be Aldred stepping up for this at-bat, which could mean that Texas Tech is moving on to a new arm for the next inning, at least in the starting lineup. It was listed that it would be Terry ninth at the plate and in the circle, but no, it's going to be a first pitch outside, missing to Allred. Allred's also a very solid bat to bring to the plate, entering the Classic, batting .429, slugging .905, only behind Mia Williams, who is absent from the lineup, well, second in the lineup tonight as the count goes 2-0. Allred made the jump from Louisiana Lafayette last season to Texas Tech, led the way for the offense last year with 54 RBIs. 2-0 now to Aldred from Godo. Popped foul, make it 2-1. We'll see if Texas Tech has to face Godo all day today, or if Japan gets some more arms active a little bit later. They could bring the legend Ueno out of the bullpen, Miwa, Katsumata, Sakamoto, and more. For now, it's going to be the 2-1. This one missing inside, 3-1. Texas Tech is at a little bit of advantage. This is their final game of the day. Team Japan, meanwhile, has a game right after this against UC Riverside. Although Texas Tech has already played a few innings so far, as that one's right back to the pitcher, they'll turn the double play to end the inning. Lined to the circle, flipped back to second. An unlucky double play on what was a really good count for Aldred to end the inning. One hit, but thanks to a quick fielding, there is not going to be a runner stranded. We stay level at the end of 3 innings at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. From grassroots to gold, USA Softball is where dreams begin, skills are sharpened, and futures are built. Visit usasoftball.com to learn how to get involved in the future of softball. And of course, if you're a top 12U or 14U player, check out our website to find out all the American games and tryout dates. We'll be right back. So, Terry continues in the circle, Allred simply replacing her at the plate. Texas Tech wasn't able to convert with Aldred in a high leverage spot in the previous frame. A line drive double play, very unlucky. But now, they'll take on Yamauchi, Tsukamoto, and Akawa as the 3 do up this time around. Thanks for tuning in to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. I'm Taylor Storthy. Top of the 4th about to begin. Team Japan looking to get on the board. But so far, they've been kept quiet. First pitch on the way, another high fastball drifting away from Terry. Compared to Godo, Terry's usually been struggling a little bit in the count. She's fallen behind in a couple of at-bats. Godo, I think there's only been one at-bat all day that she actually was behind in, and that was the most recent one against Aldred, although now the count will go 1-1 from Terry. Even though Terry's had some closer at-bats, she has recorded more strikeouts, picking up 3 in the first 3 innings. 1-1 on the way. She was able to retire Yamauchi looking last time out. And she'll look at that breaking ball. Beauty of a changeup for strike 2. That one floated right down the heart of home plate. 2 strikes now to the Team Japan catcher. Popped up and foul. Still 1-2. Another awkward throwback to the circle. We saw one earlier today from Yamauchi. When Goto wasn't ready, accidentally tossed the softball back and it bounced off of Goto. Goto was all right, though. That one just a slightly wild throw. Another high heater, missing away 2-2 now. Terry to Yamauchi. Hataro Tsukimoto awaits. Tsukimoto with a fly out back in the second, but should get an outing here in the top of the fourth. Ball 3. Will that be a base runner potentially? We've got a full count coming up. Payoff pitch from Terry. Gets set. Lined into right field. That's got a chance. It's gone. See ya. Solo shot for Sayori Yamauchi. And for the second time tonight, Texas Tech goes down early, if you can call the top of the fourth early. Team Japan on the board with their fourth hit of the day. Solo shot for Yamauchi. Terry was determined not to give up a walk. Instead, gives up a solo shot. Taro Tsukimoto steps up. Good news for Texas Tech fans, though. The last time they trailed, which was 2-0 to Fresno State earlier tonight, they responded with 12 unanswered. So there is a good chance Texas Tech's offense could wake up next. But they still need to get out of the top of the fourth. Here comes Tsukimoto, ready to go. She's got international experience, and she'll foul this one back 1-1, falling for the high heat. Back in the 2023 World Cup, she was selected to the team's best 9, hitting 6 for 13, 462, en route to a gold medal. As the count goes 1-2, that one hit high, hit foul. Ooh, I'm not sure if they completed the catch by the bench. They were close to. You can tell it's getting colder as they're bundled up, but enjoying the view just outside of Yankee Stadium at the Big League Dreams complex. Kuroga waiting for them to get the ball back in play before resuming. Good stuff from her behind home plate today. Got the quick bunt from Fujimoto out earlier. Curveball missing away, 2-2. I like the idea, though, trying to go high with it from Terry. That'll put Tsukimoto in a level count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Terry in the driver's seat. Swing and a miss with a high heat, and that is her 4th strikeout of the game. 1 down for Mayu Okawa. That'll bring the first base player up for Team Japan. Off the field, Okawa also has experience in karate. Joining some of the other 2-sport athletes, not just at Texas Tech, but other college sides at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. One of them I mentioned already is the woman behind home plate, Lagi Kuroga, who played volleyball, rugby, and water polo back in high school. And I have to say, playing those 3 sports back in high school, that is awesome to have on your multi-sport resume. Volleyball is kind of common, but rugby and water polo, oh yes, that's incredible. I love that. And that's not even including tackle football, which she also played for 5 years. 0-2 now on the way to Okawa. 2 quick strikes from Terry, including that foul ball. Can she get out number 2? Maybe strikeout number 5? Got her looking. That is strikeout number 5 for Scary Terry. Surely someone has used that nickname on her before. 2 away for Kana Kudo. Kudo singled in her previous at-bat. Kudo was also part of Team Japan for the 2023 Asian Games and the 2023 World Cup, winning both events. Japan's won the Asian Games 6 times, starting back in 2002, then in 2006, then in 2010, then in 2014, then in 2018, then in 2023. Meanwhile, for the Women's Softball World Cup, they won it back in 1970, 2012, 2014, and most recently in 2023. The tournament did continue into 2024, as the count goes 1-1 from Terry. Top of the fourth, Team Japan's solo shot has given them the lead here, finally breaking the deadlock. That will not be a solo shot. That one tipped to foul. 1 more strike needed for Terry to get out of the jam. 2 strikeouts after the solo home run, getting her 4th and 5th of the game. Will this be number 6 for a flawless reset after the long ball. Nope, but it'll be grounded to third. Could be playable. Pannaman in time, out number 3. Good defense backing up Terry, but the second ball that was put in play in the inning all the way at the start brings home 1 run on 1 hit and opens the scoring. Team Japan take the lead entering the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back with more action from the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic on Flow Sports. And we're about to continue. First pitch popped up, but not going to land in the glove of the pitcher. A little bit of miscommunication. And in the blink of an eye, it's a leadoff base runner. Mahia Davis gets on board for Texas Tech. That did not leave the bat correctly, and, well, it actually is going to get called. Is that going to be a foul ball? I don't think so. I think there's a change pending, hence why Davis is running back to the dugout. But either way, that is great hustle by Davis for a leadoff single. Just what Texas Tech needed after the previous solo home run put Team Japan in the lead. So some instructions for the Texas Tech players. Davis at first. It'll be Mia Williams at the plate. Are they going to be tasking Williams with a sacrifice? We'll have to wait and see. That is the second hit of the day for Texas Tech against the stellar Nobuyuki Goto, proving why she is one of the best arms in Japan from the circle so far. Ball 1 low and outside. Close call there. She has been painting that outside corner all game long. Squares up for the bunt. It's popped up. That'll be foul, 1-1. Mia Williams just came to Texas Tech in the offseason from Florida. Was on the All-SEC second team last year. Had 19 home runs, 5th in the SEC in terms of power output. She's already had 3 here in 2026, improving off of a stellar 2025 season. 1-1 on the way for Mia Williams from Godo. On the ground and foul. Honestly, Williams is lucky that it didn't go in play. Could have turned into 2, or at least an easy out number 1. They might be executing a hit and run here. I think it would be smart for them to have Davis in motion. Williams also has 8 steals on the season, so if she does lay a bunt down to the ground, probably unlikely here, she can use her speed to try to beat it out. 1-2 on the way from Godo. Swing and a miss with a changeup. Runner stays put. 1 away. That is the second strikeout for Godo tonight. Definitely more of a pitch-to-contact arm. In the circle last season in the JDL, over 95 innings. Had 80 strikeouts, 20 walks. Good 4-to-1 ratio. Ripped on the ground. That is foul. Could have actually brought home the run if it was fair. That one left the bat in a hurry. Jackie Lease with a big swing. Lease also coming here to Texas Tech from Southern Illinois. Last 3 seasons, she was on the All-MVC first team. Baseball and softball runs in her family. Her father owns and operates a softball school and had played in AAA. Meanwhile, her grandfather had an 8-year MLB career with 4 different teams. 0-1 the lease. She struck out looking in her last at-bat. Strike 2. That's a great spot in the outside corner, and an offering I think Lease would love to get back. Oh, 2 on the way from Goto. Squares up, bunts foul, out number 2. Just trying to advance the runner at this stage. 2 outs now for Burns. Jasmine, Jazzy, Burns. Grand slam earlier tonight, struck out to start the second inning. 1 out, or 2 outs, 1 on. Ball 1 down to Burns. Want to know now from Goto. Doing a good job getting ahead of most of her at-bats. Runner stays put. Yamauchi was ready for the turn and throw to second, however. Will her arm get tested? That is a question that'll be answered as the count goes 3-0. It might be a walk for Burns. Not a bad idea. Panel is still a pretty dangerous bat on deck, but a little bit less so than the player who's already picked up a grand slam earlier tonight. 3-0 from Goto. Will this be her first walk of the ballgame? Nope. Gets a swing and a miss. Don't normally see a 3-0 swing like that, although it wasn't a bad pitch to go for. Just a little early that time. Burns expecting a 3-0 heater. 3-1 now. Goto still doing good, although it is Burns in charge of this at-bat at the moment. Frozer. Runner goes. And safe. Barely beats the tag, although the count will go full. Good hustle by Davis. That's the type of run you normally see on the full counts. Well, here's the full count now. And I think it would be hard-pressed for Davis to try to go from 2 to 3 on this offering. She's in scoring position. Payoff pitch for Burns. On the ground and foul will go again. Third base player was there, but it was in foul territory. Terry likely ready to return. Swing and a miss. Elevates the payoff pitch. Inning over. 2 clutch strikeouts for Goto after giving up a base runner and giving up a steal. It's 1 hit and 1 stranded for Texas Tech as they trail entering the top of the 5th inning. Before we go, I want to thank Bonet, who's a proud partner with Barry Nutter. Check out bonet.net for product pricing and create your perfect training system. Ready to resume final warm-up for Terry. Before we begin the top of the fifth, we'd like to mention Oakley, another one of our partners. They are all about recognizing the standout players who bring the energy and excitement to softball. Oakley's products are designed for those who respect the game's traditions while always looking ahead. Come see how Oakley is setting the standard in performance and style at www.oakley.com. Welcome back to Flow College. Top of the fifth, a 1-0 lead for Team Japan off the solo shot in the previous inning. Ball one missing high from Terry. She has done a stellar job in the circle. She is currently having a duel against one of the world's best. That's got to be a cool feeling, but I know for Terry, she'll be disappointed that she's currently down on the scoreboard. Make it a 2-0 count now, missing low and away. Starting the inning for Team Japan, it'll be Shiho Sudo. 3.53 average last season, part of the West Division Best 9 at second base. Excellently laid bunt in fair territory. She's out by a few steps though. Kuroga, good hustle. Second time we've seen a bunt. Rei Fujimoto tried it earlier. Kuroga responded brilliantly on defense that time around too. So two good defensive plays there out of Lagi Kuroga so far. Strike one, a little bit too far on that check swing by Fujimori. Natsumi Fujimori, the outfielder for Sun Diva in the JDL. Wind picking up here at Yankee Stadium, 0-1. Line backwards, 0-2. The wind probably contributing to some of the chill at the field tonight. About 50 degrees at the start of the game time, and things will only get a little bit cooler. Tipped foul. Still 0-2. There's a look across the stadium. Wonder how it'll affect those fly balls. Either way, both these pitchers haven't been giving up a lot of good contact. As now going down looking for strike three is Fujimori. 6 strikeouts for Terry so far. Continuing her stellar work in the circle, boasting a 9+ K through 7 at this stage of the season. And even against the best in the world, she's not slowing down. Strike one again. This time getting one against Ayane Nakagawa, the reigning Western League MVP for the JDL. Popped foul, 0-2. She's not in line for an immaculate inning, but it would almost be 2 immaculate outs if she can retire Fujimori and Nakagawa back-to-back. 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the fifth for Team Japan. Just outside. Good framing by Kuroga, but couldn't fool the umpire that time around. Team Japan's had some warm-up games at Cal State Fullerton and UC Riverside leading into the tournament. At a quick invitational at Fullerton, they actually faced off against Team Mexico, who came to town as well. So pretty cool for Team Japan getting a lot of reps this weekend. And so far, a very closely contested one as they lead 1-0. But so far, unsuccessful at the plate this inning. 2-2 on the way. 3-2. Make that a full count to Nakagawa. Rei Fujimoto awaits. Payoff pitch on the way. Line to right field. That'll take one hop. A 2-out single for Team Japan. They are back on the board. And they are currently 4 for 3, 3 for 4 on full count offerings today. They singled with Fujimoto, homered with Yamauchi, popped out with Akawa, and now have singled with Nakagawa. So stellar work in those clutch at-bats. 1 on, 2 away, and that'll be strike 1 to Fujimoto. Standing at 410, she carries a very tough strike zone to work with. Also laid a stellar bunt down in her last at-bat, but was out by just a step on a quick throw from Kuroga. I'd imagine with 2 outs, she wouldn't try a bunt right here. She'll foul this one back, 0-2. Terry on the way, just outside. Good movement again from Terry, a lot like Goto's great right breaking pitch. That one falling away from the left-handed hitter. Swing and a miss this time. It's 7 for Terry as she leaves a runner on the base path. Inning over, top of the 5th. 1 hit, 1 stranded. I think Terry will be back for the 6th, but if she is only going for 5 today, I think that's 5 she can be very proud of against one of the best international teams in the world. Texas Tech will try to get on the scoreboard. They've got Panel, Kuroga, and Spearman due up when we come back. Bottom of the 5th, and for the first time today, it's a call to the bullpen for Team Japan. Goto in line for the win through 4 stellar innings, and she's got good backup out of the bullpen. There are no absolutes in softball except for her. Yukiko Ueno making her first appearance at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic this year. First pitch on the way from Ueno. Strike 1. At least I thought that was strike 1. That was right on the corner. 1-0, missing outside. Ueno has been stellar. Carries a career .068 ERA in the JDL. Her most recent season was the first time in the last few years she was able to put over 50 innings on the board. Did so with a 10-3 record, a 1.42 ERA, striking out 94 in 79 innings. It proves at the age of 43 that she is still in her prime. That one grounded to short, should be an easy play. Toss to first, close, 1 away. So Panel is down to start the inning, and Lagi Kuroga now has to go up against one of the world's best. In 2008, Yukiko Ueno was given the softball and didn't look back. 413 pitches thrown over 28 innings over the final 3 games of the Olympics. Started with a loss against Team USA, then a comeback in the 3rd place game in 12 innings, and then a win against Team USA in the final. It's stuff of heroics, it's stuff of legend. And to think that it was almost 20 years ago for Ueno, and her career has continued to go strong since. 1-0 on the way from Ueno to Kuroga. That one's high, ball 2. Sakura Miwa, another pitcher for the Team Japan squad, began her dreams of becoming an Olympian and making it to the international softball stage with Team Japan after seeing the documentary about Ueno's heroics in 2008 in Beijing. So almost a full circle moment for so many of these players to play with someone they've looked up to throughout their careers. Although it's a 4-pitch walk to Kuroga, the first free base for Texas Tech today. 1 on, 1 out, double play opportunity on the board. Desiree Spearman will get to work right here. So it'll be the first pitch on the way from Ueno, who will likely be going all 3 innings out of the bullpen if possible. Strike 1. That time I guessed correctly. Good spawn on that low and outside corner. Desiree Spearman had a double to start the offense for Texas Tech. They were held without a base runner in those first 2 innings. Started the 3rd inning on the right foot. Here's the 0-1. Down low. Good changeup there from Ueno to make it 1-1. The Team Japan defense has got Sudo at third base, Ishikawa at second, Kudo at second, and Okawa at first. Fujimoto in left, Nakagawa in center, Fujimori in right. Make it 1-2. Ueno getting ahead. Good spot there. Spearman down to the count, but it was a 1-2 count where she delivered. 0-2 count, 1-2 count where she delivered her hit last time. Outside, going low and away. Slower, rising action, but didn't bait out a swing. 2-2. Ueno to Spearman. Swing and a miss. Spearman ready for heat. It's slower for strike 3. That'll bring up Haley Toney with a runner on and 2 away. First pitch from Ueno. Strike 1 on the outside corner, 0-1. Ueno was part of Team Japan for both of their Olympic golds in 2021 and then, of course, in 2008. She also was part of all 6 of their wins at the Asian Games starting back into the early 2000s. Two strikes from Ueno to Toney. Down low. Ooh, that one slips away from the catcher. That is going to be a passed ball to put the runner in scoring position. More importantly, it's the tying run in scoring position with 2 strikes. A little bit of surprise from both Ueno and Yamauchi, the battery mate today for Ueno. 1-2 from Ueno. Up high, close call. 2-2. Not only was it, I think, close on the initial motion, but could have been right at the top of the zone. 2-2 on the way for the lefty out of Texas Tech. Hit on the ground as short. It's picked up. Throws in time. Inning over. Almost a collision between the shortstop and base runner, but they get out of trouble. 1 walk, 1 stranded on no hits. Ueno, solid start out of the bullpen. We'll be back in the top of the 6th. Right before we go to break, I want to mention PGF. It was founded in 2009 and now crowns the unquestioned national champions across 9 age divisions of softball. Every year, just shy of 700 teams compete across these groups at a 17-day event held in Huntington Beach, Fountain Valley, and Irvine, California. Premier Girls Fast Pitch is where the best of the best play an amateur fast pitch softball. Since 2009, thousands of student athletes have realized their dreams to play at a college level. PGF also produces hundreds of tournaments and showcases each year across the country, as well as the PGF High School All-American Game, which is considered the best honor in youth fast pitch softball. Premier Girls Fast Pitch, the future of the game is here. #PlayPGF. Here we go, the top of the 6th. Welcome back to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic live on Flow College. I'm Taylor Storthy. Thank you for tuning in. That's going to be a first pitch ball. Terry opening the inning against Kyoko Ishikawa. This will be Terry's 6th inning in the circle. She has already outlasted Goto in terms of outing length tonight as the count goes 2-0. We'll have to see if Goto and Ueno get their numbers called for the second game that Team Japan plays. They'll be up against UC Riverside up next here at this exact same field once this game concludes, as the count goes 2-1. But for now, Terry is continuing the cruise. We'll have to wait and see if she gets the day off tomorrow. Texas Tech will be at it again with matchups, just one against Bethune-Cookman, as the count goes 3-0. On Saturday, Texas Tech takes on Cal State Fullerton and San Diego State before closing out their weekend against UC Riverside on Sunday. 3-1 from Terry. She hasn't given up a walk today and won't yet on that offering. 3-2 fouled away by Ishikawa. Strikeout and a ground out for her so far. The Team Japan captain looking to get on base. She also was a fan watching Team Japan back when they won gold in Beijing as the count stays 3-2. Seeing Ueno's heroics and Team Japan taking gold is what inspired her and so many others to pursue the top stage of international softball. And I know for many, their dreams were crushed when softball didn't feature at the Olympics, as that one's popped foul. And that one's pretty deep into foul territory as well. But for so many of the players, their eyes must have lit up with joy when they saw it would be coming back in LA. And this trip to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic is helping Team Japan do just that, trialing different players for who could feature in 2 years' time out in Los Angeles. Kind of funny that it's actually still going on right now, the current Winter Olympics in Milan. 3-2 now from Terry. This one lined to center field, has a lot of carry. It is caught at the warning track, no jump needed. Hallinan gets out number 1. She stays in the game on defense. Dangerous fly ball. Would have been the second homer of the night for Team Japan. But Ishikawa retired with a good catch in left field. Speaking of home runs, here's Sayori Yamauchi, who went yard last time. And when you know it, it was also on a full count. Ball 1. I only say that because that deep flyout was on a full count earlier, so could have had 2 full count home runs for Team Japan, but the defense and the ball fall just a little bit short. 1-1, good spot low from Terry. So here's the 1-1 to Yamauchi. Already showcased her power earlier tonight. In her first at bat, she went down looking, leaving a runner on the board in the first inning. Japan has left 4 on the base path, most recently in the 5th inning. 3-1, they might get a runner here. That changeup falling away. Ball 4. Great take from Shimauchi. First walk issued by Terry. Double play opportunity could be here. We saw a line drive double play, but none from balls hit on the ground just yet. And we will see a change for Team Japan. I wonder if this will be on the base path for Yamauchi. They'll probably go to Karishi off the bench as the battery mate for Ueno, if that change is called. It's not going to be a change in the circle for Terry, who's good to continue. Hataro Tsukamoto is due up. Struck out and flew out so far, and it is her continuing, so it's a pinch running change. Squares up for the bunt. Terry reads it. No time for the throw to second. Successful sacrifice. 2 away. Bit risky to do a bunt with one out, but they do trust that Risa Kawamura will come home on a hit from Mayu Okawa. It's Kawamura as the pinch runner for Samauchi. I do imagine that they'll keep Yamauchi behind home plate as the count goes 1-0. Fastball missing high from Terry. Sayori Yamauchi, the lone batter for Team Japan to get on base twice. Kawa hasn't gone on base yet, although a few of her teammates have. Nakagawa, Fujimoto, and the players on deck, Kudo and Sudo, as that one's fouled back 1-1. That tip keeps the runner put. Top of the sixth from Yankee Stadium at the Big League Dreams Complex at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Texas Tech currently trail 1-0. That one's outside, 2-1 from Terry. Don't know if fatigue could be setting in just a little bit for Texas Tech's 1B ace, Nijiri Kennedy, probably the team's 1A, with Terry being the 1B. Either way, that's a very good 1-2 punch to have for the rotation in the circle. There's a fly ball to right field, but it stays shallow enough for the catch to be made and the inning to come to an end. A walk and a bunt put Texas Tech in trouble, but Terry navigates her way out of trouble. Bottom of the sixth. Texas Tech needs to find a run against Ueno, or they will have a second loss in the column for the 2026 season. We'll be right back. Bottom of the sixth. First pitch from Ueno, lined foul for strike one. Caitlin Terry stays at the plate, this time getting a chance to swing. Was replaced with Aldred with a runner in scoring position last time. I'm Taylor Sorley. Welcome back to Flow College's coverage of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Ueno trying to lock things down for Team Japan as the count goes 1-1. Team Japan taking on the number 3 team in the nation to start Collegiate Classic play. High and inside. That one's slipping away from Ueno. Her control been a little shaky compared to Godo, but Ueno has been able to deliver. Got out of a tricky spot in the previous inning. And that one's going to be lined foul. She's up 2-2 to Caitlin Terry. Definitely a tough matchup for Texas Tech, but it's definitely a challenge I think they relish. Going up against a legendary arm like Ueno, it'll definitely keep them prepared for a trip back to the national championships. That one drifts inside and hits Terry. That'll put a base runner aboard to start the inning. Not what you want to see right there, though, especially when it's your pitcher at the plate. One on for Mahia Davis. They'll keep Terry on the base path. Makes sense. She's got 2 steals on the season. But will they bunt her over with Mia Williams? Williams on deck. It's Davis at the plate, so they would be bunting with Davis first. Outside, ball one from Ueno, just missing. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Ueno with the tying run at first. 1-1 on the way. Outside, runner goes, safe. Good jump from Terry, her third steal of the season. And the 2-1 count has the tying run halfway home. No need to sacrifice. Davis can swing away unless they want to bring the runner to third. Ueno's in a bit of trouble. 2-1. Davis squares up, bunted foul, 2-2. There was a bunt foul out earlier today for Texas Tech. Probably would not like to replicate that here. Line foul, still 2-2. It'll be interesting to see how Team Japan uses their arms for the game against UC Riverside up next. They get the next day off tomorrow before playing Rutgers and Hawaii on Saturday, and then they close out their action here at the Mary Nutter against LMU on Sunday. But two big games tonight, and this first one, their toughest test against Texas Tech. Ball 3, so close. Great take, though, by Davis. Returning senior. With a full count against Ueno. Swing and a miss. Some heat from Ueno gets out number 1. Her second strikeout out of the bullpen to bring up Mia Williams. If there's someone you want at the plate here for Texas Tech, it's definitely Mia Williams. With how good she has been at the start of the season, she's been a little quiet today. Went down swinging against Godo last time, ball 1. But oh boy, Williams coming off of an incredible 2025, and she's been speeding up in 2026. 1-0 from Ueno, squares up, runner goes to third, safe. A second steal of the game, and I think they were trying to bunt the runner over and have her run at the same time, but guess what? Terry runs, tests the arm of Yamauchi, and it works. She is now at third, ready for a sacrifice to bring her home. 1-1 to Williams. Maybe do they even think squeeze? Nope. Ueno goes outside, I think, for that exact reason. Make it 2-1. And the infield closing in as well, giving Ueno a bit of support. Two and one on the way. Squares up for the squeeze, and that one's bunted foul. I always love that idea here. 2-2. Ueno one more time, 2-2 on the way. Will we see another go for the squeeze play? Ball 3. Bat on the shoulder. No effort from Williams. Full count. On deck, it's Jackie Lease. If there's ball 4, that would put an extra runner on the board. That's where you might see a double steal attempt out of Texas Tech. So a pretty big payoff pitch out of Ueno. 3-2 on the way. Hit foul. Will go again. The night continues at Yankee Stadium as part of the Big League Dreams Sports Complex. Here's Williams getting set for the full count offering from Ueno. Ball 4. Excellent takeout of Williams. We were a little bit ahead in the count. That is ball 4, actually. Williams thought it was only 3. Runners at the corners. After the full count walk, it's going to be Jackie Lease, although Texas Tech might be looking to a pinch hitter. Or is that rather a pinch runner? Either way, they are making a change that Team Japan's got to be ready for. That gives us some time to go over some of the stat lines for Yukiko Ueno and her historic career that has spanned since 2001. She is an 8-time MVP, 8-time Pitcher of the Year, and has recorded 9 career perfect games. 7 of them came in the JDL. 2 of them came on the international stage. It has not been perfect for her out of the bullpen. She finds herself in a bit of a jam. Runners at the corners, 1 away. Team Japan are ready to deal with the changes that Texas Tech will be making. It isn't going to be a pinch runner. It'll be Williams. And it isn't going to be a pinch hitter. So it's just a quick convo from Coach Glasgow prepping this big play. Do we see a squeeze out of Jackie Lease? Do they roll the dice? Do they send the runner? Team Japan's got to be ready. First offering from Ueno. Strike 1 hits the outside corner, and the runner does go. There's no challenge. So a stolen base, number 9 for Williams. That's probably the easiest steal Williams will get all season. In that situation, you never want to risk a successful double steal. 1-0 now, 0-1 from Ueno. Low and in. Great movement as the count goes 1-1. There is a free base, but with only 1 out, I don't necessarily think you'd like to load him here. The infield's playing shallow just in case of a squeeze or a weak grounder. That one's going to be fouled off. 2-1, Ueno to Lease. Ueno's no stranger to these high leverage moments, featuring so often in international play for Team Japan. Swing and a miss from Ueno with a high heat. Big strikeout for out number 2. Her 3rd strikeout out of the bullpen in her career in the JDL. Ueno has picked up 2,506, recently receiving the JDL Special Award at the end of the season for reaching that milestone. Ball 1 missing away from Ueno. One 1-0 on the way. Burns, Ueno, 2-0. Burns went down against Goto in her final at-bat. Was the final at-bat for Goto in the circle. On the way from Ueno. 3-0 high and outside. Burns might get the free base. On deck is Taylor Panel. Dropped by the catcher, but that is strike 1. 3-1 count now. Ball 4, so close for Ueno. The bases are loaded with 2 away. That is the 3rd walk for Ueno out of the bullpen. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks for her. And this is the biggest at bat. Panel at the plate. Ueno gets set. First pitch. Hit to right field. That's got some carry. It is caught on the run to leave him loaded. Ueno, with the blink of an eye, gets out of the bases loaded jam. And even though Texas Tech set the table, 3 get stranded in the bottom of the 6th. Off of 1 hit by pitch, 2 walks, and no one comes home to score. Last chance for Team Japan to extend the advantage, top of the 2nd when we come back. A little wild warm-up out of Terry for the 7th inning. Her final offering hit the camera behind home plate. Hopefully it's not bent too much out of shape. But that is the type of highlight you might find on like a funny video compilation. Terry is good to go, though, for the brand new inning. Looking to have another complete game. Currently in line for the loss. But hey, Terry has been stellar in the circle today. She has picked up 7 strikeouts against Team Japan, against some international legends and international aces. Terry has showcased her stuff. Brilliance so far, and she'll get a swing on that high fastball, 0-1. That's been her bread and butter. Was also the offering that knocked out the camera behind home plate. Kudo, Sudo, Fujimori, the 3-2 up for Team Japan. Kudo singled back in the second. 0-1 from Terry. High, 1-1. Good zip on her fastball. 1-1 on the way from Terry. Fouled back, 1-2. One, two on the way from Terry. Lined into left field. It's in foul territory. Drops. Actually stays fair. A single turning to double after the fielders are a little slow to pick it up. It was right on the line. That is where Kudo thrives. Her second hit of the game. That'll bring up Sudo, and we'll see if she bunts the runner over. Try to give Japan an extra run to the tally. And given that Ueno has seen multiple runners get on base these last couple innings, might be a good idea to give her a little extra cushion. Texas Tech has yet to been shut out this season. The least amount of runs they have scored was their loss against Nebraska, where they only played at 2, and then their close game against Florida State, where good running catch by the catcher. That one looked like it was going to bounce off the net in foul territory, but a first pitch bunt pop out retires Sudo. Wow, Kuroga with the hustle, one away. But yeah, very few games this season looking at Texas Tech where they don't light up the scoreboard. Most times they put more than 10 on the board. But against 2 of the best arms from Japan and in the world, in Goto and Ueno, not a surprise that they've been kept scoreless in the early going and the late going. Change at the plate. Eri Shiomiya will get a chance here for Fujimori. A rare right-handed batter for Team Japan. A lot of their players batting lefty against Terry. Shimomiya was able to hit 6 home runs last season in the JDL, just under a 400 on base percentage, but also hit under 230, so kind of a lot like a Kyle Schwarber type of stat line. Although Schwarber typically hits more than 6 home runs. But maybe, after we saw someone go yard earlier, Shiomiya could do the same. She'll put one on the ground to advance the runner. Picked up at short. Good throw to first, 2 away, so it will advance the runner. Nakagawa ready to go at the top of the order. Will Team Japan try a new bat, or will they leave it in the hands of the defending Western Division MVP? Well, this will lead to a quick conference on the circle with 2 outs in the 7th. Just kind of game planning for Terry for what will be a pivotal AB. We'll use this time to quickly give another shout out to a sponsor. Since 2011, USA Preps camps and showcases have provided guaranteed college coach exposure, giving teams and student athletes a direct path to be seen through elite competition and on-field instruction. Visit www.usapreps.com to see the full 2026 event schedule. www.usapreps.com. So, the conference in the circle is done. Terry needs one more out for a complete game effort. still in line for the loss, but would be a great way to open up collegiate classic play for Texas Tech. To have one of their most reliable arms go the distance against an elite international side. And, you know, sometimes international teams will rotate their lineups. They might not bring their best guys. No, Team Japan has brought the best of the best. So many elite players, not just in the circle, but at the plate. And Terry has coped brilliantly outside of a solo shot from the catcher. If not for that, we'd be staring down extras at the moment. 2 strikes from Terry to Nakagawa. Swing and a miss, ends it with number 8. The game plan worked to perfection. Bottom of the 7th, last chance saloon for the Red Raiders. Will they avoid defeat? They've got to make some late inning heroics happen when we return at Flo College.
Which is fine. It's gonna be one hell of a few. Thank you.
Bottom of the 7th, last chance for Texas Tech to get on the board. Will they be shut out for the first time this season? Now, getting shut out by Team Japan, definitely not the worst way to have your first 7 innings scoreless all season, but I know they'd love to try to get back in the win column. They entered the Mary Nutter Collegiate on a 1-game losing streak after a showdown against Nebraska. They beat Fresno State previously to get back in the win column, but will it be a return to the loss column here? 1-1 on the outside. Due up, Kuroga, Spearman, and Tony, and Kuroga opens for Texas Tech. 1-1 on the way from Ueno. Buckles Kuroga, strike 2, good location inside. Ueno's fastball doesn't have its dominant velocity that she did through her early career, but it still can be a very elite weapon. Ueno was able to flirt with over 120 on the kilometer-an-hour scale, about in the 70s for miles an hour, and slows it down for strike 3. Beautiful one there, and it's her 4th strikeout out of the bullpen. 1 away. And one thing that's interesting, even at the age of 43, Yukiko Ueno still has otherworldly stuff. Again, at 43 years old, getting 94 strikeouts and 79 innings in the JDL. That's really good. That's just impressive. I mean, just continually dominant. Strike 1 in the outside corner. And yeah, the 1.42 ERA is about 80 points higher than her career average of 0.68. That's still a number most players would dream of. 0-1 from Ueno to Spearman. Spearman with a line drive. That's going to get down for the first hit of the inning for Texas Tech. And they do have some signs of life against Team Japan. Haley Tony due up. Do we see a call to the bench, though, for a pinch hitter in this high-leverage spot? It looks like it. I think it'll be Kennedy getting the chance here. America's best against Japan's best. I will double-check. I believe that's going to be the 24 of Nijiri Kennedy. Nope. It's Alana Johnson, still an elite player. Remember the All-Big 12 first team who had recently transferred to Texas Tech a season ago from Washington. Kennedy gets the rest of the day off after a stellar outing in the circle against Fresno State. The senior Alana Johnson trying to bring home the tying run. First pitch, ball 1 up high from Ueno. No movement from Spearman yet at first. Alana Johnson, very strong in the classroom and the field. A co-valedictorian, had 30 plus on her ACTs as well, joining her school's 30 ACT club. Pretty cool stuff. That definitely gives her a good eye at the plate as well, getting ahead 2-0 against Ueno. Ball 3 missing up high to Johnson. Might be another walk for Ueno. Her stuff's been electric out of the bullpen. She's struck out 4. She's also walked 3. And it's a 3-0 count to Johnson. And that is ball 4. 2-1 with 1 away. Conversely, Johnson represents the winning run. Spearman, the tying run. And it's going to be Caitlin Terry trying to deliver her own run support at the plate. The two-way player in a huge at-bat against Ueno. She got hit by her last time, so I'd imagine she'd like a little bit of revenge. First pitch, that one hitting outside, strike 1 for Ueno. Softball runs in the Terry family. Her mother played softball at Florida State, her sister at Glendale Community College. Terry fouled in 0-2. Ueno quickly gets ahead. I wonder if Ueno walks people sometimes just to get under pressure like this, because that's where she absolutely thrives. 0-2 count to Terry. So what is she looking for here? Gets the sign. Fastball up high, almost gets Terry to go around. Trying to use Terry's fastball against her. That's the type of rising heater that Terry loves to throw. And it'll make it a 1-2 count. Ueno to Terry. 2 aboard in the bottom of the 7th. Popped backwards. Still 1-2. The action continues for Team Japan after this game. They take on UC Riverside. Let's close out Day 1 of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Already an exciting start for Team Japan and for Texas Tech, who are looking to extend the outing. 1-2 to Terry. Low. Great take from Terry. If she was going on that low offering, it would have been a big whiff. Two on the way from Ueno. Outside, 3-2. Huge payoff pitch right here for Japan's ace. You might notice she dons the ace number, the number 18. And this is a moment where she can shine. Payoff pitch to Caitlin Terry, 3-2. Hit on the ground is short. Picked up at third, they'll turn 1, and the throw is in time for out number 2. A 5-3 double play. Or did they not get an out somewhere? Did they tag third? I think that's what they're trying to confirm. They got the runner out on first of the throw, but they're calling, crucially, Johnson safe at third. Umpires will talk it over. If the game continues, we'll have a Davis at bat again, but we'll also see if they call this 5-3 to end the game. It was hit sharply down the line, scooped up by Sudo, who gets the out. And are they going to confirm it's out number 3? That's what it looks like. So that'll do it. 5-3 double play. There was a quick conference, but the ruling is upheld. Ueno with a brilliant escape on a full count pitch. Although the mastermind of getting out of that jam was the third base player, Chiyu Sudo. It's not her primary position, but it's a defensive stop that secures the victory. Handshakes across the board. A stellar battle for Team Japan and Texas Tech here at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Ueno. It was a little bit scary, but she got the job done, going 3 innings with 1 hit, striking out 4, walking 4, picking up the save. Now Yuki Goto, 4 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, picking up the win. And Terry, you gotta tip the hat. What a performance for her in the circle. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, but 1 solo shot from Japan's battery mate. Yamauchi gives them to 1-0 win over the 3rd-ranked team in the nation. Texas Tech have a lot of positives they can take into their next game. They'll be active tomorrow here at Yankee Stadium and across the Big League Dreams complex. But there's still more action later tonight. On behalf of our entire Flow Sports production team, I'm Taylor Sorthy. This has been a presentation of Just Softball and Flow Sports from Cathedral City, California. Stay tuned up next for more softball action. It's UC Riverside taking on Team Japan as Team Japan tries to go 2-0 tonight. It'll be starting, well, the game time was going to be 11:30. Expected to be about 8:30. Expected to be a little bit closer to 9. Stay tuned for official news on that front. Then for more for softball, tune into Flow Sports and Flow College for games all across the Big League Dreams complex. Not just here from Yankees Field, but also Fenway Stadium, Des Moines, Pawtucket, and Wrigley. Final score, Team Japan 1, Texas Tech 0.